Big dirty black van look comes across, spoils my video shot. Good day, you beautiful people, and welcome to another day of TeaN'BizzKits. I'm at Newark Kit Car Show today, and I'm wearing some merch. So I'm taking a walk around. I'm here currently at the Westfield Sports Car Club, but there's loads of various car owners clubs here as well. There's some stands and stuff indoors. So I'm going to take a walk around. I'm going to speak to some owners, hopefully catch up with MK, because I want to catch up and have a good interview with them. But yeah, loads of really nice cars here. The weather gods are with us. So take a stroll with me around Newark Kit Car Show while you can have a tea and a biscuit at home. Kicking things off, we've got these classic Ferraris which look particularly nice on this sunny day. I can't tell if they're fake or not because you don't see £7 million Ferraris very often to compare. This 355, however, I know these are MR2 based and you could tell by looking around it. It's someone's pride and joy, but it's not really for me. This is a nice but unusual kit car. Obviously it's an old Datsun Fairlady 240 thing. I like the livery, I like the Tamiya 1:1 scale sticker on the back. It's a nice touch. Don't think this is a kit car. I would say this is a brand spanking new Corvette. So this Daytona is particularly interesting with a hard top and a flatter back. I would love to have a drive on one of these, and being a V8 power as well, I bet it flies. After 7-esque style cars, AC Cobra cars are definitely the most common here, and they all look really nice, sound amazing because they're pretty much all V8s, but really well turned out, really well finished cars. Some of them had huge engines in them, but I was also really surprised to see how much space there still was in the engine bay. Maybe you could squeeze a supercharger in? Anyone who's on the kit car forums will recognise this car. A Mini Mojo, apparently took 20 years to get built and on the road. With a Honda lump in the boot and rear wheel drive, this is probably a right old blast to drive. A lot of custom fabrication went on. You can tell by the rear arches and the general sit and stance of this car. So hats off to the builder. I wish I got to meet you. Unfortunately I didn't. And congrats for getting your car on the road finally. Another car would have been great to meet the owner. I'd love to know if this was originally a 205 and then cut and shut around. The spoiler was huge on the back of that, needed them stays to stop it from falling off. These cycle carts look like a lot of fun as they were beating around the grass track. Look like they have a steel chassis with a wooden internal structure, and then they make them look like however they want on the outside. Seems like most of the owners walking around in old school looking overalls as well. So definitely harking back to the 30s, 40s, 50s kind of era. Stepping inside the main show hangar now, there's so many manufacturers, so many stalls and people to see, and there's really good cars in here. You can see it's busy, it's good, it's noisy, there's a buzz. I'm loving it. So good to be back at a car show. Neil.
Hello.
Bizzle.
How you doing?
Nice
Right.
to meet you.
Yes.
So we are at Newark Kit Car Show, and Neil has got almost centre stage, I think, right in the middle.
It's brilliant. Yeah, we are in the middle. It's quite busy at the minute. It's the first day, so
We have the weather, which
we've got the weather on our
often
side.
puts people
Yeah,
off,
yeah.
doesn't it, with these types of shows?
The sun gods are out for us today.
And
so that's all
I'm
that matters.
pleasantly surprised how busy it is.
It is pretty busy in here.
I really hope that this is a sign of things to come. With the MKs, you've got quite a few things coming out.
We have got a few things coming
Do you want
out.
to rattle through your new products and what you're up to?
So we've got two models on display. We've got the RX-5 140. This one is a 250 because it's got the turbo pack on it, but there's no difference in the two cars. The RX-5 140 is available from a build pack perspective, so you can buy it in 6 different packs. So if you haven't got the space, we've listened to our customers. Our customers said, I've either not got the space or I can't afford it all in one go. So what we do is we can do it in 6 different packs. So you can buy a pack, assemble the car, and when you get to the end of the pack, then you order the next pack, and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So you can get your journey started from about 2.5k plus VAT. That will get you the first pack, and then obviously you'll do your first pack and move your way along. Or you can buy the whole thing, and it comes as per this car here. So I get a lot of people asking me, does it come with a suspension? Does it come with a wishbone? Does it come with the wheels and tyres? Yes is the answer to all that. We do the wheels, the tyres, the suspension. As I say, everything you see on this car, the only upgrades, which is a little tick box at the bottom of the order form, is windscreen, and this has also got our padded seats.
Oh, okay.
Now, this has had rods and bearings in it, a 19-tooth hybrid turbo. 250 is what you would get from stock. It's a little bit more than 250.
Oh, okay.
And it's made 340 horsepower on the dyno.
That's a lot more than
It's got a little magic button in there, which is like big boost and little boost. So like spice and not quite so spicy. So it is bonkers fast. One of the other things that we've done for this year with the car is we accommodate drivers that may have gone to other 7 companies that can't get in the cars, and we have got the lowered floor, which you may have seen on the channel. We've talked about the lower floors quite a bit. We accommodate a driver up to 6'8". So if you are incredibly tall and you cannot fit in a 7 and want a 7, come and see us.
So I think if you're bigger than 6'8" and trying to get in one of these,
you're probably in the wrong kind of car. But,
unfortunately.
So we're running a lowered floor pan in this car with the padded seats. It's a bit of a monster. So the Mazda car is available in the 140 as stock, and it also is available in the 250 guise, which is a turbo basically.
Yeah.
And we've also got the new Sprint model shown for the first time.
This is what you've been touting on the Facebook page. New branding as well, I've noticed, with MK. All of it, that's looking good.
So we're now Modern Klassic Sports Cars. We're no longer MK, which was previously known as Martin Keenan. Classic is spelt this way because that's how the Germans do it, and their engineering's pretty good.
And I like it. I think it's great. People need to refresh, rebrand. You are not the same company that once was.
No, we've come a little. We've come a little way.
It's huge. I was saying to someone outside that you guys, I feel, have got a lot of weight on your shoulders, because the kit car industry, what you're doing is amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
But no one else is doing it.
We're
if
trying
you're not
something a little bit
spearheading,
different. We're trying to do something a little bit different. People seem to be liking it, so we're going to be continuing with that. But so the Sprint model, it's the car that we do with all brand new components. So this will be on a brand new registration. It's got a brand new Duratec/DuraPower engine. It's a Ford Duratec engine, rebranded as DuraPower because Ford no longer make it. So it's made by another company. But for all intents and purposes, it's a Ford Duratec engine. It's got a brand new Mark III NC Mazda gearbox in it. It's running a completely brand new cut spec uprights on the 4 corners. There's branding on the calipers as well. So we're moving away from what we traditionally use as the wheelwood caliper into our own calipers now. So we're sort of introducing that slowly but surely.
And have you kept, because my immediate thing with race, I've got race leaders,
right?
Nightmare to get pads.
Yes.
So are you using a standard pad?
We are using a standard pad, They're available on the website. You can order in your Jimmy Jams and
lots
get
of
them
different
delivered.
compound differences.
We're running one compound because that seems to work. Basically, it's a softer compound so that you can get through your IVA test.
Oh, okay.
And they work very well with the IVA. So they come up. You don't need to heat them up.
Are the Cup cars running these calipers now, are they?
Yeah, they will start to run the...
Because you're in a great situation, Cup 200, and congratulations, by the way, for the launch of that. And you're at Alton Park as well.
So we've been at Alton today, in fact. So I split the team. Half of the team are here, and half of the other half of the team are at Alton Park racing.
Good luck, Sean. Hopefully it's going well for you.
So he's over at Alton Park there. We're racing just the one day. He'll be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Just the one day over at
And
Alton.
So there's a Cup 400 as well.
You may have seen that. You may have seen that. So
I've got my finger on the pulse.
That's a bit of an animal, that.
Yeah.
That's a bit like riding a bear and poking its eye with a sharp stick. Fast car, very fast car. If you watched our channel, I think this week we released a video of it doing an all-comers race at Snetterton, racing a Lamborghini. So,
I saw the teasers. I don't think I saw...
Car. That may be to come.
Or maybe to come,
It's not already out
that's great. Again, I love it that you've got new models. It's great to see that people are actually picking up cars, building cars. There's more MKs out there. I think that 7S cars, the kit car industry, I think is tough at the moment. It's going through a transition. 7S cars, I don't think are ever going to die. Caterham are huge. For track days, as you know, I'm a massive track dayer, and these things walk over any car that's 3 times, 4 times the cost. And the feeling of it, having your arse scraping across the floor, no ABS, no traction control.
It's all under your right foot.
I love it. It just amazes me that there aren't more of them out there. And I hope that MK get through. The Cup 200's obviously going to help because...
they're a cracking little car, fast car. The handling is immense.
Yep.
You may have seen a video, which was the 6-hour endurance race, where we entered a team of 4 drivers in the 6-hour endurance race, and we were the fastest production car. So we were beaten by Slicks and Wings. So we were beaten by 3 teams of Radicals on the road, and we were then first. So there were other makes of 7s who had entered the race in there, and we beat those.
That's a massive accolade.
Car.
So that helps with development.
It does.
But that helps with sales. That helps with absolutely everything.
The sprint model that we've got there is effectively Cup spec wishbones and Cup spec uprights. So it's had all the development work that we've put into the Cup cars. And that's then transferred onto the road-going car there.
So it's a nice car.
It's a lovely car.
Now, as you know, I'm a Raw Striker owner.
Yes, you are.
So one of the big questions that I've got for you guys is, what are your plans and where are you with the JPSC kind of platform?
With the Striker, we can make, and we have been making the chassis.
Oh, okay.
So we have been making chassis. I've had a few made just recently, and they're going out to race car drivers in the Northern Ireland. So there's a race series in Northern Ireland.
There is, that's right, yeah, Striker series, yeah. Oh, yeah, NI7s.
So the NI7s, they have got a demand for the Striker chassis. So if you do want a Striker, I can do the Striker chassis, that's not a problem. We are going to do some redevelopment work on the front uprights. The Striker front uprights are this RS2000 McPherson strut that has the top cut off of it, and you have to buy a donor part and then weld a bit in the top. It's very difficult to find that particular component. So the master plan, and you heard it here first, is to use our Cup spec uprights and then integrate them into the front end of your car. As I say, what the plan is to use this Cup spec upright and make a new front wishbone setup. I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but we will end up having a different front end for the Striker, and then will then go across to the Phoenix and the Falcon.
Oh, really? Yeah,
obviously it's the same running gear.
Yeah. Are you going to try and support the body panels and stuff for the Striker as well?
Yeah, we currently do that. So
I did see them on your website.
You can order online at www.mksportscars.com. I don't hold much in stock because it's not a super fast turner for me, and I'm only doing them in black.
Yeah.
Since we purchased the Striker project, we've had the moulds and everything in production, and we're a relatively small team. And the amount of work that we do get through is quite phenomenal, and the guys are very, very good. We haven't really started to move much on the Striker other than we've made in the chassis, and it's starting to roll. Now, you are going to see some developments coming out on the Phoenix. So you heard it here first. What we're going to do is we're going to change some bits and pieces so that we can get a seat in there that you can operate and put on runners. Traditionally, you haven't got much movement in your seat if you've got a fiberglass one. Yeah. You can't have childbearing hips for starters.
No, that's right, yep.
And it's quite narrow in there. And it tapers forward, so you can't pull the seat very far forward. So we're going to change all those bits and pieces and give us the ability to put our regular GRP seats in the Striker. As a car, it looks great. I mean, we've got one in the workshop. what engine and gearbox it has in it at the moment. I
Yeah.
haven't quite got that far yet. We've just got to be mindful of which engine that we go with. We've got a setup, so we could use it and we should use it. We've done development work with it, so we just need to get it in the car and make sure it all fits.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you're saying that you're concentrating on the Phoenix. Now, for me, I'd be thinking that you've got your 7S, you don't have a full body.
Correct,
Phoenix
exactly.
offers that,
Yeah,
and
that's
so
exactly
that
it.
complements your range.
And that will roll into the Fulcrum as well. There's not that many Fulcrums out there in the marketplace.
Like two, I think.
Yeah,
I met Sean. I think he's
that's right.
he's the only owner.
So one of the other things that I want to do as well with the chassis and what that we're going to engineer is we get a lot of people coming to us with a car engine who want a bike engine, and we're going to engineer the ability to take the car engine out of the chassis and with some strategic jigs put in a bike engine and vice versa.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a universal chassis. Do you want a car engine or a bike engine? What I haven't spoken about is the VTEC offering that we do in the Mazda.
Yep.
So we've got another model which uses the Mazda. We do an adapter plate for the NB Mazda gearbox and a flywheel, and you basically take the Mazda engine out of this package and you get our engine mounts that we do, and you put in your K20 engine.
Right.
So
yeah.
you can run a K20, well, you can run silly horsepower in a K20.
Yeah.
But
Because you've been doing a couple of builds, haven't you?
yeah, we've got
with
one that's, you've seen a little snippet of it. I imagine that's going to be a circa 400 horsepower monster.
What ECUs do you run?
We're trying to streamline an ECU right across the board. So we currently use the Motorsport Electronics 360 in the Mazda car. We don't need the advances of the 360 for the DuraPower car. So that uses a standalone 221. So they're Motorsport Electronics. The ME360 you can use on the Mazda for the turbo. You can use it on the Mazda for the VVT. You can also use the same ECU on the K20. It will support the K20 because it supports the VTEC. You don't need any of them fancy bits on the Dura-powered car, so it doesn't need as many channels, so it's the cut-down 221. On the Cup race cars, we use a racing ECU, which is a life racing ECU.
Oh, okay.
They're really, really good. They sort of monitor your oil pressures and stuff like that.
And then you're getting data logging and stuff off of the back of that as well.
And then what you get is if it doesn't like an oil pressure or a temperature or something, and it falls outside of a parameter, it will just put you into shutdown mode, and it will shut the engine, salvages your engine.
So lots of exclusives there on TeaN'BizzKits, which is amazing. And thank you very much, Neil, for your time. And yeah, best of luck
Good
over
job.
the next couple of days.
Thank you.
Getting back to the Westfield stand, which for me, I think was the standout stand. So having a quick look through, there was Mazda turbos, there was Mazdas that were supercharged, S2000s which are supercharged, fully forged 2.3 Cosworths. Many cars here were running 250 plus bhp. Really nice surprise to see this Fisher Fury here. It looks familiar because Russ used to own it. I've been out on track in this car, I've driven it, and it's a really nice car. Still looking super fresh with the paintwork, and the new owner loves it. So thank you very much for your time, letting me have a poke around under the bonnet. It's like an old friend that you haven't seen for a long time. Good luck owning this car, and hopefully many happy miles with smiles to come. This was a really unique looking car. Didn't get enough footage of this Davrian to do it justice. Particular standout was the ultra modern ECU powering the Hillman Imp engine. So it's got all the gadgets you can imagine electronically on a very old kit car. Me and the 7 Spot guys were trying to work out what this is. It's an Enigma. No, it really is called an Enigma. Good to see the Hawk Cars Stratos. Always remember seeing this on Top Gear. I wonder if this is the same car.
With the music.
Special thanks to Rob, who's the area organiser for Derby and Notts, and also the club secretary, who took the time to show me around his Honda S2000 powered car running around about 250 brake. He's actually a common watcher of TeaN'BizzKits and a subscriber. So thank you very much for coming to say hi, shaking my hand, and just, yeah, spending time with me. Superb and nice to meet you, Rob. Thanks. Westfields here today, and this black and red one is running a 1.6 EcoBoost. It's an ugly engine, but it does make 300 horsepower. I thought these were getting common. M&Rs, you used to see loads of them. I think this was the only one at the show. But then my Striker was the only one at the show. Real shame, to be honest. Always have to take a moment to look at a Dutton. For me, this is what got me into kit cars. Russ owned one of these back in the day, so it was the first kit car that I ever went out in. I think it had like a 1.3 litre Pinto or something. Look how old this looks now. It hasn't aged well, but it's a good looking car from back in the day. Finding my way back to the Northwest Kit Car Owners Group, I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to Trevor and everyone that I met on the stand for such a really nice warm welcome. It's so strange seeing my car on a stand after it being in the garage for so long. Let's pretend and take a little walk up to it. Oh, isn't this an interesting car? Oh, is that a Toyota 4H? Don't see many of them. Is this the only raw Striker of the day? I like them seats. Ooh, I wonder if that's a private number plate or not. Bizzle, he must be such a funny old guy. A Raptor RR300. These are probably one of the newer manufacturers on the market, and this car is doing very well in trying to bump them sales up. Very well finished, looks smart, proportions are good. Yeah, it's a decent car. I'll buy one. Don't see chrome cars around anymore. Got to be brave not to get it dented, not to get it dirty. Yeah, most of them are glass fibre these days, so this is quite a rare car to see. Hopping back indoors, GBS Sportscars are showing you why these cars are so lightweight with their aluminium panels throughout and very simple looking chassis. Never seen these Turismos before, probably based on a Porsche Boxster, obviously giving Porsche GT vibes. XCS have been around for ages, so they had centre stand as well, showing one of their bike engine cars, but also this thing that was really trick. Just a little one for the children. But XCS also had this monster of a car. 4-wheel drive, turbo powered, really interesting front suspension as well, as it was rocker internal suspension with camber caster adjustment jobby as well. So pretty special looking car. So I'm standing at the exit of Newark Kit Car Show. It's been a really good day. I've loved coming here. People are starting to make their way out now. It's about 3:30 on the Saturday. So I'm probably going to call it an end here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe to TeaN'BizzKits.